Don't jump to the wrong conclusion. In other words, you don't get to decide for yourself why he came or what he's doing. He's going to tell us. And then we have to accept what he has told us, not what we would assume or conclude or guess. And so he says, don't think that I've come to bring peace. And why is he saying this? Because what have the Jews always believed Mashiach was going to do? But it cuts right through to the actual reality. The problem is, most of us are living in a delusion bubble. I'm not trying to say you're crazy and that you need to be on medication or something. We just all have a challenge processing reality correctly. All of us. Me, you, everybody. And the more we come into alignment with the truth, with the word, with the light, we start to see reality correctly. It cuts through the delusion bubble, which, by the way, doesn't always feel good. He's not saying they are your enemies. Okay? It says, and a man's enemies are those of his own household, but he's trying to make the point that they will treat you, not that you should treat them as an enemy. Because that would go against everything else that's been said. So let's make sure that we're not reading. Now, it does say literally, and a man's enemies are those in his own house, but from what perspective? They will treat you as an enemy will treat you. What affects all of this? How you think. Your thinking is the beginning causal, that spark of all of this. Getting your thinking right leads to decisions, while getting your thinking right leads to emotions that get connected to those decisions or those thoughts, and the desires to be, like you might say, okay, life, death. I desire life. See, worthiness has in it the idea of earning something. Okay? For someone to say you are worthy, you earn that. You had to do something to be designated worthy. You had to accomplish or qualify or do something for the person to say you are worthy of whatever that is. You didn't ask those questions when you were there until guess what? He popped you in the wherever he popped your delusion bubble, and then what happened? A thought came to your head. I wonder if this is right, or something's missing, or thoughts came in your head that started you down the road to choice. Okay, you now are on a road in the path to realizing there was choice. And so then you made choices. And one of your choices was to get more information. We are literally destroying the place that was created to exist so that Torah could be observed. And that's part of the physics of the universe. And I believe that. I think it makes a lot of sense. I can see it playing out. And so when we see these things happening, it's not, quote unquote, because of climate change, global warming, some other thing. It's Torahlessness is reaping what it sowed. The more the world goes in that direction, goes against the Creator, the more the world physically thrashes about. By the way, how many of you know that there's a lottery out there that offers millions of dollars if you play the lottery? Are you aware of that? Does that mean you're going to get the millions? But you're aware of it, aren't you? So knowing that there's a reward doesn't get it for you, does it? What do you have to do? You got to play, right? You got to spend money and fill out a ticket and do it. It doesn't just come to you because you know it exists. Why is it that we act that way with salvation and reward? Well, I know about eternal life, and I know what Yeshua did, so therefore, I'm going to get the reward. That is not right thinking. That thinking is not going to get you the results you're hoping for. Oh, but you've been sold a thought. That thought is the Torah is hard, it's burden. Even our fathers couldn't do it. Nobody can keep the Torah. Why not? Well, because we're flesh and we don't want to. But there's nothing about it that's the problem. It's you that struggle. You don't struggle because the thing, the Torah, is hard. You struggle because you, by nature, want to be self-sovereign and do what you want, and you don't like being told what to do. And so they went in and they worked and they went in there. By the way, notice that they went in and they worked. He sent them into the vineyard and they worked. They didn't just go and sit idly now in the vineyard. He calls them to go work, to do something. And he says, if you do it, I am offering you something, and you're trusting that you're going to get from me whatever I think is right. But he says here, look, is it not right for me to do what I wish with my own? This is important. It is right for him to do, because don't even look at other people and say, how come these people don't seem to be suffering like I do? We're all trying to keep the Torah, but they seem to be blessed more than me. You knock that off. He's working with you individually, all of you individually, and don't look at everybody else trying to figure out what he's doing with them.